planning on spending some time... We didn't have anything else to do today, right? Why don't we go have a look around? Maybe we'll run into her. The mountain air is so refreshing. It makes Paimon feel like she could float. Cream! Gummies! Huh? Did you hear? Sunshine! Blue skies! Right? So Paimon wasn't just... Well, we've got the time. Why don't we go check it out?
Well, if it isn't my dear Parsi, I told you that something good was going to happen during our travels today. I have to say, sometimes the Steambird's astrology...
It's just your lucky day.
Are you guys also here to catch the festivities? Oh, and that reminds me.
Happy Lantern Rite.
Happy Lantern Rite to you! Wait, if you're here for Lantern Rite, and that voice we heard, that was you!
Oh, impressive. You could tell it was me from that far away?
That or your voice is just really loud.
Well, of course it is.
Indeed. I suppose it's a...
Sure is! Having a loud voice is a handy tool and... Wait. That wasn't even Paimon's. Paimon just wants to know why you two were shouting from the top of this There was something about almonds, maybe? And Buford?
No, it's not a code. The word...
Perhaps. But the act of shouting, that's just what mountain climbers do, right? After all the hard work it takes to make it to the top, as you stand on the summit looking out at the vast scenery, it's not easy to resist the urge to release the... Exactly. I was afraid that it would cause a disturbance, so I asked the locals around here, and they said it was fine. Apparently most hikers like to... So, you see, it's not just me.
Speak for yourself.
When you're stressed, don't you ever just get the urge to do something?
Not really.
Oh, that's a pretty good way to...
What I choose to hunt depends on my mood.
Huh?
Anyway, why don't you...
As long as Paimon has clothes on her back and food in her belly, Paimon doesn't think there's any stress...
Oh, I bet no need to be shy. Even Farina was shouting from the top of this mountain earlier.
Huh? Did Paimon hear that right?
Believe in your ears. It isn't actually. The reason we climbed this mountain in the first place was also because...
Yes, we could just about make out someone yelling things like, "Help me!" And what do you know? Miss Farina was standing right there, all red in the face.
That reminds me. I believe what she actually said was, "So help me, I will figure out what I should do."
So, you could actually hear what she was saying? Why didn't you...
I figured we would come check out the situation either way.
Oh, seems like you caught Farina in the middle of some... She probably would have never thought... No, she definitely would have never thought she would run into anyone she...
I think so. We ran into Nervalet on the way here as well, but he was already on his way back, so...
What? Nervalet was here too? What was he doing here?
I think it just might have been, actually. But apparently he only stayed for half a day before...
Neuvillette is not the type to take much time off.
Didn't Charlotte publish an article on the Liyue tea industry recently?
My situation is completely different. I'm here because...
You Fontanians and your...
Oh, it's not for me. I lost a bet with Ridesley. It was just us. Ridesley gets really invested in that sort of thing. You could give him mint plants that you plucked from the side of the road, and he wouldn't even mind.
If only he was that easy. In any case, I'm pretty sure the tea you bought is this region's specialty. What is it called again? Yes, that's the one.
You didn't really buy...
Please, do I look like someone who would fall for that sort of...
That reminds me. You guys said you only came up here because...
Oh, that's right. Who tell? A few days ago, we heard that a friend was going to be in Chaoying Village.
Oh, dear. We've been chatting for quite...
We should probably head out.
No need to stay on our account. We just got up here, so...
Go and meet your friend.
Sounds good. We're gonna head down the...
What do I have to do to get you?
You really want to hear it?
I'm just curious, is all.
I prefer to let actions speak louder than words.
Is known for its tea, but you know what else they have with tea? Didn't Gaming say something about dim sum? Oh, well that's fine too. Now let's see what kind of yummy things we... Paimon's not seeing things, is she? Is that Farina's stand? Wonder what they're talking about. Zhongli knows a lot of stuff. Maybe he's telling Farina about Chaoying Village. Oh, or maybe Hu Tao is trying to rope Farina into Hey, this isn't the fortress, but... Paimon could be convinced for the right price. Since Zhongli is there, Paimon bets things are... It's decided then. Paimon votes for tour guide Zhongli. All right, no time to waste. Good afternoon, Hu Tao, Zhongli, and Farina! Oh, great. Now Paimon's shouting too.
Oh, well, aren't you a sight for...
That we were able to meet you both without prior arrangement.
Huh? Oh, so both of you are acquainted with the Traveler and Paimon then?
Looks like someone's learned a thing or...
I must admit, I'm a bet seeing as you're a hero who's been all over to that. Since we have found ourselves in each other's company within this fertile land, allow me to take this opportunity...
It appears you have been to Fontaine then. Given your proclivity to spread good deeds wherever you go, it's no surprise that you would make the...
What I mean to say is, you flatter me. Although I've built up a certain following within Fontaine, I stand before you right now as nothing more than an ordinary traveler. There is definitely more to Mr. Zhongli than meets the eye. Given his breadth of knowledge on both academic and worldly matters, there's no way he hasn't heard. Is he just feigning ignorance for my...
No. You're no common tourist. I simply won't have you talk about...
Does that mean...
You may not have heard, friends, but... Miss Farina is now one of my esteemed...
Okay, you. Guess Paimon will have to break into the hidden stash at the bottom of her shoe.
What's this about?
Don't tell me. You two were placing bets on us.
We just saw you guys standing on the...
Oh, I see. That means you, my friend, must have guessed that What was Paimon's guess then?
Paimon thought Zhongli was showing the newbie around.
By newbie...
If that's the case, then Paimon's guess was also correct.
Oh, that's right. Mr. Zhongli was telling me about some great...
You see? Since both of our guesses were right, there can't be a winner or Hey, don't be upset. How about this? You buy Paimonable and Paimon will also buy youable.
Since I was the subject of the bet, perhaps it should go to me? You know, as a congratulations for the I was just joking. Anyway, I should be the one treating you. The funeral parlor is about to bring in...
Oh, Paimon almost forgot to... Something happened recently, Farina?
Huh? What?
Well, you know, with you and Liz...
Oh, well, yeah.
Really? Paimon is so sorry for your loss.
Whoa, it's not like that, Paimon.
Huh? But Paimon just thought, since you hired the serv...
Really, Paimon, it's not like you don't know me. Do I look like I know anyone who would ask me to coordinate their funeral? Miss Hu Tao is simply helping prepare some props for my film. Not too long ago, I read a collection of horror stories from Liyue. The content was spectacular. Anyway, now that Fontaine's biggest star has returned to the stage, I figured it's about time the industry... Hey! That's pretty good.
Oh, Paimon, see... So, did you come to Liyue just to enlist the service?
Well, not my original plan was to just relax and enjoy the sights. But then I ran.
It was a fated meeting indeed.
Zhongli sure loves his lofty turns of phrase. But if you ask me, it's all thanks to that man who stopped to ask for directions.
Oh?
It's someone you know. Wanna take a guess?
What? How did you guess that on your Very impressive, my friend. Your guessing game is...
Paimon never thought Neuvillette would be the type to get lost.
I'm sure he didn't get lost. Even I was able to find my... He was already getting ready to leave by the time I arrived. He just wanted to ask someone about the quickest...
Yup, that's exactly what he asked. This area is full of mountains and rivers. It's normal to not know the fastest route.
So, were you the one that pointed him in the right direction?
Of course. I'm also a guide of sorts, you know. So naturally, I also have a... But speaking of your friend...
What about him?
He doesn't get out much, does he? Ah, no wonder. He was stiff as a board and way too polite. I would have never guessed he was here on vacation if you hadn't told me.
All in all, he was only here for half a day. I'm pretty sure he's the only one who would consider that to be a vacation.
Oh? This gentleman you speak of must keep a demanding...
I'm sure he does. You didn't see him, but he was dressed like he was about to attend some important meeting. It was...
Is that so?
Wait, you didn't see him, Zhongli?
Unfortunately, no. At the time, it appeared as if Director Hu and Miss Farina were having quite the productive conversation. I know matters of business can take much discussion, so I decided to fetch some tea for...
What a shame. That gentleman seemed like a sophisticated sort of guy. I actually think you two...
Is that so? To borrow Miss Farina's turn of phrase, perhaps it just wasn't meant to be.
Well, with the Traveler around, I'm sure you'll have a chance to get to know him.
That's right. He's got more friends than he knows what to do with.
Well, that certainly... Oh, that reminds me. If you get the chance, you should try... Just tell him the Palais Mermonia isn't going to fall apart if he disappears. Even clams open their shells to let in fresh water. If he's really that much of a stickler for protocol, he can fill out a leave of absence request.
Seems like this gentleman is also in charge of something pretty important. Sounds like in my experience, a leader needs to be able to roll. It seems like your friend still has a lot of growing to do.
If I remember correctly, he's already several thousands of years old. You're quite right, Miss Huta.
Oh? Traveler, Miss Farina. Those two individuals over there...
Oh, it's Navia and Clarand. Hey, over here!
We saw you all chatting over here, and we're wondering if we could join in.
Please.
Oh, so polite. No apologies necessary. Any friend of the Traveler and... straight to the point. It's getting late. If we want to catch a boat back before dark, we should probably get going.
Indeed. Then, Miss Farina.
Oh,
When are you planning to head back? Do you need us?
I mean, you're not my subordinate anymore.
I didn't mean it that way. It's normal for friends to travel home together if they run into each other.
There are a lot of mountainous roads in this area. I imagine... Exactly! Just like 8 paths converge in a wood. Beside them an old house is stood. If you dare to go in... But if you take a closer look,
There may be something you mistook. A candle flickers to and fro, yet there is no wind to make it so.
My dear demoiselles, ladies, no, I mean friends, please take me with...
Of course.
Gotta say, Free. By the way, did I hear you mention that Clorand used to work on... Then you must have also been a leader at some point.
Well, that's... Besides, being a leader is hard. I prefer how things are now. I can come and go as I please, and...
I see. Well, you've certainly picked an apt place to relax. Chaoying Village is an exemplary...
Only the best. Thank you so much, Miss Hutao.
It's fine. The next time you're in this neck of the woods,
Dim sum. Is that some kind of
they are a part of it. It's basically a table full of as much tea.
Oh, so it's basic...
Make sure to order the winter melon cake and the...
Ooh, okay. I'll be...
Wait, but didn't you guys say you were here on vacation? How come you're all going home empty-handed?
Of course I am. I bought a kite, a parasol, a little tin frog that jumps. Clorand is the one who didn't buy anything.
So all you're bringing back with you?
And some tea-flavored hard candies. They're for...
Clorand isn't much of a shopaholic.
Well, one of us has to practice restraint.
Hey, I'm hardly reckless with my Mora. I'll have you know, all the purchases I made today were
Me? Oh, well, I bought some tea, of course. I just had to try all the varieties. Other than that, just some bits and bobs, you know. They should all be things I can use, I think.
Now, Paimon, if you bought that much stuff, where did it all go? Into one of Linny's magic packets?
Oh,
Monsieur Neuvillette took them with him.
Oh, so that's what... Wait, what? Why did he take them? He's not hoarding treasure, is he?
that Monsieur Neuvillette just saw the amount of bags we had and offered to take... I felt a bit bad at first, but, I really did have...
He even offered to deliver my gifts to the Fortress of Maripede for me once he's done with the day's work. Neuvillette is a man of his word. If he says he can do...
See, even Clorand was happy. If even his trusty subordinate...
Wow, he seems like a real... If only the funeral parlor had an employee. Right, Zhongli?
Indeed.
Corinne said Neuvillette offered to deliver her gifts to Risley. So if we go to the entrance of the Fortress of Maripede, maybe we'll run into Neuvillette.
Oh, that reminds me. If there's anything you want to talk about, Zhongli,
Does the director have any...
it just seemed like you were a bit preoccupied today, and much less talkative than usual. If you ask me, I'd say you're having a midlife crisis. You're getting to be around that age.
Is that so? Given its distance from the city, Chaoying Village enjoys a much... Surrounded by such peace and tranquility, I apologize for making you work.
What do you think, traveler? Is this atmosphere putting you in a lazy mood too? Wow, you are getting really good.
Indeed.
But we don't know exactly when he'll show up. Look! It's Neuvillette! We looked up!
Oh, it's you. It is few people frequent this location. Since I was able to conclude my work early for the day, I thought I might take a walk.
You call this early? Do you always work this late?
Strictly speaking, that depends on the agenda. I am hardly bereft of time, however.
Really? If you have so much time on your hands, then why did you only go to...
First, I should clarify that I was referring to my lifespan, rather than the time at my disposal on any given day. Second, I was unaware you possessed knowledge of my trip to Chaoying Village. I see. Thank you for informing me. Yes, they have been safely delivered.
I have to hand it to Cloran. Just a simple gift delivery, and she has the great and mighty Udex.
I was just passing through. It was merely an act of...
All right. Then I hereby confirm receipt of the goods on...
A verbal receipt of confirmation? Is such a formality really necessary for...
Guess not. This quantity of tea, though, seems a little excessive for a gift, don't you think? Before you know it,
About that. Much of that is my own excess.
Oh? Why? What happened?
It was buy 10 boxes, get half off.
Ah, that explains it then. Well, go ahead and leave them to me. I'll get through this stash as fast as...
You have my thanks. Oh, there's something else I'd like to...
This is a stone slate, engraved with a symbolic design.
While that is an apt description, it is in actuality a legal code.
A legal codex, huh?
Before the advent of modern writing utensils, information was recorded on stone slabs such as this.
Oh.
Since ancient times, the scales of justice have symbolized the fairness and impartiality of judici. As a tribute to that sentiment, this slate was designed after a traditional legal codex and engraved with a symbol instead of... During my travels recently, I chanced upon a roadside stall offering tourists the opportunity to try their hand at the ceramic arts. We joked with Cloran some time ago about gifting you a legal codex. So, here you go.
Ah, so that's what this is about.
I did not expect you to remember it as well. In any case, I hope this can be considered as a reasonable...
It is a very... I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Even your sense of humor, a gift of this significance, deserves to be put on display, and...
surely there's no need...
Just kidding. I don't have anything, but we do have a storage room.
That sounds good to me.
So that's what you were doing in Qiaoyingville.
Indeed. Of course, while I was there, the aftertaste is much purer than what I have delivered to me in Fontaine. If you want to experience the true flavor, you simply have to go to the... Then we are of the same mind.
If you say so, but you know you don't. After all, you're hardly...
You're quite right. I suppose I suffer However, after reading a few articles about Li Wei's holiday trip, seeing as I was free of responsibilities for the morning, I decided to depart refreshing. My spontaneous outing seemed to inspire quite a... Take, for example, my foray into ceramics. At first, soil from the ground is granular, and in the past I never thought about how quotidian vessels were crafted. This is also something.
That's a ladle? Paimon thought it was supposed to be...
That was indeed one of my inspirations. Really? You like it? To tell you the truth, given your unexpected arrival, I find around such an important holiday such as this, human custom would dictate that gifts... But I'm afraid this is all I can offer. If you'll have it, that is. That is precisely why it would do me such a great honor if you accepted. You are most welcome. Happy Approve a leave of absence request. That sounds like it could easily lead to a vicious cycle of self-indulgence, but I suppose I have my proclivity to refrain from personal... But now I see that the human world is indeed full of many Lantern Rite marks the start of the new year in the spirit of the season, then. I wish you a year of success as vast and endless as the open ocean.